day 16. You know what? Let me get a tape measure out. I like the security system. Very robust. Very difficult for the super smart types to break into this place. Got my safety flip-flops on. Why do I have a tape measure? I want to measure to this. Okay, here we go. How can we do it? All right, bear with me here. Okay, we're at 7 feet right now. Then we got more room beyond that. We'll check that right now. You guys will see what I'm getting at here. I'm nervous about this parking space. There's going to be more stuff going on here that we don't understand yet. Yeah, that's what makes sense to me. All right. You guys remember on the other property where they built this, there's an 8-foot space between the wall that they put up and the property fence. And again, if they're going to do that here, I'll be golden on parking here. The only thing is again, this form is much higher than that. So I can only assume after this is poured that they're going to wall this off over here and pour more concrete. That's what I'm guessing. So at any rate, this is where we're at. And they are doing a good job with this rebar. In my day, I haven't seen anything this robust before. Keeping in mind, we didn't do this sort of construction on the East Coast 40 years ago. We put rebar in, right? But we were pouring a small footing that's maybe, I mean, maximum like maybe 18 inches tall. So we would put bricks in the bottom, like what they're doing here, and we would do kind of what you see there. And then we just poured a footing, and then we have rebar sticking up like you see here. All that rebar sticking up above the form. So we would have that, but then we would do block work on top of that. So we'd slide the blocks down over the top of the rebar, and then as we did courses, we would fill the holes in the cinder blocks with mud, you know, concrete that I mixed in a mixer. Yeah, because we would have a concrete truck come out and pour the footings, and then we did the block work ourselves. So matter of fact, the guy that was doing the block work, who was kind of in charge of it, he was a mason by trade. He'd been an engineer in World War II, landed at Normandy, marched all the way to Berlin. Howard Fellner was his name. Interesting guy. I mean, you can see how high this is here. So you see what's happening here. They're going to pour to here for the concrete level, but this is lower than that. I showed that to you last week. And then this is the beginning of the wall that's going to come up here. So I guess, I mean, they're definitely doing something different on this side, which has me perplexed. But I guess we're just going to watch and find out what happens. Anyhow, 16 days in is where we're at right now, and I think this has taken a lot longer than it needs to. thing that's interesting too is they had all the machines out here last week, right? The backhoe and the little bobcat and everything. But they've been digging deeper for this, so they didn't get it deep enough the first time. And now they got these giant piles of dirt that they're going to have to get out of here. So they're going to have to figure that one out. Pretty elaborate forming system though. Real interesting. Anyhow, that's it. It looks like there will be 8 feet over there, so it looks like that spot will be there. I don't have to have that spot back again. It's just my favorite spot because when you pull in here, I usually pull in here and then I back up into that space. So hopefully it'll still work out. I'm guaranteed my spot back. For everybody that keeps telling me, you're going to lose your spot. I'm not going to lose a spot. I already talked to the manager, everything else. I've guaranteed got my spot. Or a spot. Anyhow, I just figured you guys would get enjoy another look at this. This whole thing about, and I mentioned it last week too, about these sort of structures during the Northridge earthquake, pancaking down. Again, just to reiterate, those structures were built like in the 1950s, 60s maybe, some of them, and so they weren't built to the same standard. I mean, this is robust what's going on here. What I'm looking at, the amount of work left here, I gotta assume that next week will be pouring. Once this concrete gets in here, the construction should go pretty fast. So I think we're all looking forward to that getting done with, over with. Yeah. Anyhow, that's it. Since we have the background noise now. Watch your step. Watch your step with your safety flip-flops. I'll catch you guys in the next one.